fun begins.
How's it going?
Hello.
Well,
Greetings, young Jedi.
hello there.
Hey everyone, Hybrid Toy Reviews here, and today we are taking a look at some Carbonites. Today we are taking a look at the Slaughtering Samurai case. This case is based on the Acolyte, and it's based on the beginning of Episode 5, when Chimera the Stranger reveals himself to the Jedi, and he works through the ranks of all the nameless Jedi that remain unnamed here. And, it was just a really awesome scene. A villain has never felt more imposing in their first, 60 seconds of revelation than this guy has here. I mean, what an insane way to show off the Stranger's abilities. So, this case is really cool because you do get a bunch of kind of no-name Jedi, which you can make the Black Series argument of even if you're not super-duper into the Acolyte, man, you could throw this on your Carbonite shelf just with other Jedi to have some background guys. But honestly, I like all Star Wars. This is just going to be called a Carbonites case this is going to be called an Acolyte case because I like the Acolyte. So, Vincent and I have been joking all week about, going woke, but it's whatever. It's Star Wars. It's all Star Wars, and we love it all here. So, let's go ahead, do a little unboxing, show you what's going on with the packaging, and take a look at the design of all of these awesome characters. And here's our Slaughtering Samurai case. As always, we'll take a look at the packaging first. This is your Carbonite standard, being a nice, flat, rectangular box, and it looks really, really good. So, the name of the case, Slaughtering Samurai, above an image of the 6 characters, looking very nice, with your Vincent's autograph underneath there. Very, very cool. This side features the 3 colored stripes, indicating that anything in this mural collage is from the Acolyte, number 7, Slaughtering Samurai, and the 6 characters included in the case. Interestingly, these 6 versions feature lightsabers. There's going to be another case featuring unlit lightsabers. Vincent and I had a discussion about this. Do you prefer your Carbonites with lightsabers or not? The lightsabers cover up some of the design, and while the design might be the appeal of the Carbonites, I think sometimes a character just needs their lightsaber. And there's no real right or wrong, but maybe fire off in the comments below. Help Vincent decide. Do we keep lightsabers? Do we get rid of lightsabers? What are your thoughts on it? I think sometimes, a lot of characters don't have their sabers lit for scenes. I think something like this, though, should have them. But there would absolutely be a reason to give you a Chimera without the lightsaber. I mean, the whole episode, with him and Osha, talking on the planet. He wasn't sparking that thing up. He was actually being pretty cool and level-headed. So, discussion points aside, around back you have a bunch of information about the brand, Carbonites, and just what makes them so great. I do highly recommend checking out the Carbonites website, though. That'll give you a more thorough explanation of the brand, its origins, and Vincent's beliefs on it. So, it's a really fun site to click around. If you click around, you might even find an Easter egg. What? So, opening the box, opening it up like so, reveals your insert with the Han and Carbonite block, and then pulling that aside, you do have a letter from Vincent thanking you for your order. Setting that aside, you have your characters and the mint in the box. The mint in the box, pulling that out, is a paper-wrapped mint. It is a spearmint lifesaver in a Han and Carbonite, little cellophane sticker wrapped, and that's really, really cool. And the cases always smell really nice when you open them because of that. I don't know if that was the direct intention, but they do. They smell nice. Now from here, you could just dump them out, but if they're packed in there a little tight, if you're having a hard time, you could pull on the wax paper, which goes underneath of them, and that does start pulling them loose. So now that I've made a big mess all over my table, give me a minute to stack these guys up, get them lined up nice, and let's get into a true and proper review on the Slaughtering Samurai case. Here we have our 6 characters spread out, and it is a really nice assortment from that 5th episode of the Acolyte. So, starting on in, let's grab this one. I remember when people saw there was a Keldor Jedi in the episode, everyone was like, Plo Koon, Plo Koon. Of course, not Plo Koon, although apparently Ki-Adi-Mundi species lives longer than 100 years. Not knocking it, but you can't have everyone cameo this far before the movies. You have the Filet Mignon Samurai with the green blade. Are you kidding me? These all have the best names. They are so much fun. So this one, as I mentioned, is a Keldor, so his markings are very much like Plo Koon's, being of the same species. Now he's wearing the kind of mustardy, tan, and yellow Jedi robes underneath with a lit green lightsaber and a nice brown Jedi robe over all of that. He looks really, really cool, and I think that Vincent did an amazing job recreating the likeness of the species and the face. Just a very, very fun Carbonite and very well done. Setting aside the filet mignon samurai, this one here is the brisket samurai. Yellow blade. Are you picking up on the trend here? So this guy is really, really cool. Just a human, with dark black hair and a beard. And again, those kind of mustard, tan and yellow robes going on with a yellow lit lightsaber. Looks really good. And a brown Jedi robe around all that. So these guys, there are certain things about them that are similar between them. Vincent likes to create smartly. If he can reuse something somewhere, he will. So you might find the differences on these guys are largely like in the belts or some of the lining around the collars. But there's definitely a little bit of reused deco, and I can't blame him on these guys. Why wouldn't you? Setting him aside, this guy here is the Sirloin Samurai Yellow Blade. Oh, how cool. Again, just a white guy with kind of like grayish blonde hair and beard and eyebrows, yellow lightsaber, those yellow robes once more with the brown like cloak over it all. A very fun way to talk about these guys. This one here is the Ribeye Samurai with the blue blade. I believe our only female in the case. I guess the Keldor could go either way. Looking good. Just a Jedi lady in those Acolyte era Jedi robes. Has a lighter brown Jedi like cloak over top of that. A lit blue lightsaber. She's got a big like braid thing going down her back, and looks good. Looks like a Jedi. That's the other thing. And Vincent and I haven't talked about this case as much as others. I wonder, are these, obviously there is a Keldor, were the others, very closely matched to who was there in the scene? Probably would be easy enough to do, and knowing him, that's probably exactly what he did. But, yeah, I just don't remember the characters in the scene that well, because obviously they were extras and stunt doubles and stuff, so. But here we have the T-Bone Samurai Green Blade, and he looks really cool with his long hair pulled back into a little ponytail and the beard going on. Lit green lightsaber, the mustardy colored robes. Just looks really cool. So we have an excellent batch of Jedi. Surely they can take on the Smiling Butcher, masked with his red blade. Oh my god. This was such an insane scene, seeing all these High Republic Jedi just getting murked by this guy. I mean, just what a cool fight scene. What a great way to introduce the stranger as a genuine threat. Now, he has his red lightsaber lit, and that is slightly covering the beautiful helmet. It has a nice coppery color, and it looks really, really good. Has some line work, has the little eye slits, and the vent, the respirator in the front, the fins, the teeth spinning around. Of course, he has the exposed arm here. He's got the gauntlet going on there, the cortosis, for the helmets and the gauntlet, so he can shut off lightsabers in contact, makes them short. And spinning him around, he's got his cloak wrapped around, other just scratches and cracks in the helmet all over, because it is a very old, battle-worn beast of a helmet. What a cool character. What a cool adaptation to Carbonites. I gotta say, this set, you're not necessarily buying it for the characters as much as you are for the scene, and Vincent picked an insane scene to adapt into Carbonites. Just great work, my guy. Now here's this case spread out, stacked up, and next to some other collectibles. So these new Carbonites do feature the plastic core. None of these will ever be made with wood. The wood has gone away. The plastic cores are 3D printed perfectly square, something that was hard to do with the wood, getting them cut just exactly right. So they are nice, they're stackable. He didn't advertise them as stackable before, of course, and now they are. So you can stack them as high as your heart feels you should, and that makes for a lot of extra fun. You can stack them as high to match the height of some other collectibles, like 3 of them, because they're 1 inch by 1 inch by 2 inches tall. 3 of them makes them 6 inches in height, like that Black Series Clone Trooper, which is my collectible of choice. Also, just to mention, I am giving away this Black Series 501st Clone Trooper on the Revenge of the Sith retro card when I hit 2,500 subscribers. We are very nearly there, so if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, please. Here they are next to a Funko Pop, a Micro Galaxy Vulture droid, and a Lego Snowtrooper minifigure, just to give you an idea of how they might look blended in with your collections. That's something that I like seeing. If Carbonites aren't like your number one collectible, and let's be fair, most people pick Hot Toys or Lego or action figures or something. They don't have to be your number one collectible, but they do look really nice sprinkled in around other things. And they would be something fun to maybe consider throwing around like your cubicle if you work in an office setting or something to that effect. They're just little representations of all the characters that we love. So, that said, let's jump to my final thoughts. So at the end of the day, what do I think of the Slaughtering Samurai case? Vincent, your work continues to impress with every case I get. I always have so much fun with these. I gotta say, the Laughing Butcher, the Smiling Butcher, is the standout of this case. I love how that helmet turned out. But they are all excellent. You get into any kind of Star Wars designs. Some of the coolest things are the non-human, the alien, the troopers, the helmets and stuff. So, the guys in Jedi robes, they're still cool. Don't get me wrong. But that Keldor, the Stranger, like, those are definitely the highlights of the case for me. And I think this case is oh so fun. Definitely based on one of the better scenes in the Acolyte. Although, again, I love the whole show. Even if you're not the world's biggest Acolyte fan, I do think this might be a case to consider, just because there's a lot of great design that's gone into it. If you're not the biggest Acolyte fan, I totally get that too, but I am going to tell you that what's in the box is objectively of good quality, so hopefully we can all be like adults and mature enough to not at least laugh at it, because some people do want this, and Vincent spent a lot of time designing it. And in a world where it looks like we're not getting a lot more Acolyte merch going forward, I'm just happy to get what I can get. So, Vincent, great work here. Awesome stuff. I look forward to seeing what is next in the Acolyte lineup, and I highly recommend this case. So, everyone watching has my blessing. Go check it out if it's something that you're interested in. And like I mentioned earlier, click around the site. I'm not going to allude to much, but there is an Easter egg hidden somewhere on the site, if you can find it. That was something that Vincent and I talked about the other day. So if you find it, you can add it to your cart. So click around and see what you can turn up. But that's all I'll say there. I am going to go work on something else now. So thank you all for watching. It means a lot that you did. May the Force be with each and every one of you. And I'll catch you next time. Bye.